Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we're doing a video where we're going to be reading Goodreads' highest and lowest rated book that I currently have on my TBR. I saw Ellen Catherine do this the other week and I was really intrigued. I kind of wanted to see what books were highest and lowest rated on my TBR and which ones I agreed with and disagreed with, so I was really excited to get into this. What I'm not excited about, if I'm being 100% honest, is that I don't know how this has happened. This is my third time filming this intro. Pretty much I filmed it once and then realized I had lost the footage. Like when I was like going through footage on my laptop, I realized I had lost it. I was like, hey, not a big deal, I'll just refilm it. I refilmed it, okay, and then right now I'm editing the video on my laptop. I'm like, where's that intro? It's gone again. So if there's not much spunk or life to this intro, I'm really sorry, because I've already done this twice before and I feel like I'm just repeating myself. But it's pretty much, I'll try to insert it here, put it somewhere maybe, but I had looked at my Goodreads and I had made a TBR shelf with everything that was on my TBR cart currently, because I want to use only my physical TBR, and then I put it by rating and put the highest and the lowest. So the highest rated book on my TBR, I forget the exact number, but it'll be here. I think it was a 3 something or 4 something, and that was Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. I was so excited to dive into this because I had read Lady Midnight earlier this year. This is the second book in the Dark Artifices, if you don't know, which is like one of the series in Cassandra Clare's huge overarching Shadowhunters universe. I read Lady Midnight and had 5-star feelings the entire time, but it's like the last 10 pages irked me so much, it knocked it down to a 4.75. But still, I love that book and I was so excited to dive into this one. First of all, it was the highest rated. First of all, I wasn't very surprised because I love almost all of Cassandra Clare's books. But also I was really excited to finally read this because I was wanting to read it, but as you guys know, Cassandra Clare's books are thickies, they're daunting, so I'm pretty sure the next book, Queen of Air and Darkness, is like 800 to 900 pages, I believe, so. And then there's actually a tie for my lowest rated books. At first I was going to choose one of these to read, but then currently as I was filming this, I was filming like a reading challenge on TikTok where I was reading a lot. And so I ended up going through both these books super fast. I put them both in this video and they're both tied, I believe, at 3.79 was my lowest rated book, which honestly speaks my TBR, because the fact that my lowest rated book's a 3.79 I think is pretty darn good. So the first was Swift River by S.C. Chambers. It's actually a debut novel. I received this as an ARC from Simon & Schuster. It came out on June 4th. Because of my massive reading slump, I had not yet read it, but it was less than 300 pages. It was nice and short, so excited to dive into this. And the next book was In 5 Years. If you guys watch my videos for a while, this book's been my TBR card pretty much since the beginning, and it's actually been my TBR I think for 4 years, and I keep avoiding it like the actual plague. I'm just like, I don't know why, I never want to read it. It's not really calling to me, but I picked a prompt for my TBR for the month of June about a book with a number in the title, and this is the only one that worked. So it was already on my TBR anyways, and then it also worked for this challenge, therefore it was a good time to read it. But since the books I'm gonna be reading this week, my highest and lowest rated books on Goodreads, I'm really excited to dive in, see if my opinions are the same or different from the ones on Goodreads, and let's get into it. As you can tell, it was a long day. You can tell my hair, it was 40 degrees where I live. For what reason, I don't know. My hair is literally a grease ball. I worked at the daycare in the morning, then went to the restaurant. I felt like I was literally sweating buckets. It was disgusting. So definitely washing my hair tomorrow, even though it's gonna feel like 41 again for the next 2 days. So that's cool. On to the book. As you can see, we're nearing halfway. So we're about like 40 or so % right now. I just got to part 2, which is just shy of 300 pages. That was like a good place to like stop and give a little update. Well, I can't speak too much on this because this is the second book in a series and technically like the 11th book in a huge overarching series. So the Shadowhunters universe is actually like 15+ books long, I believe right now. There's like a series of 6 and then 3 trilogies. There's another trilogy coming apparently, and there's a couple of like standalones, like short story collections that go with this world as well. This is the second book of the Dark Artifices, so I can't say too much like what's going on because obviously it's like a huge overarching thing. But of course the first book in this series, the Dark Artifices, Lady Midnight, I gave a 4.75 because I had like 5-star feelings that entire book, and the last 10 pages quite literally, like I've already said this before, I know why it had to happen, but it made me so mad. So mad. And obviously we're still working through this book, and it's like a huge part of this book. So while that is like really frustrating me, I am also like really enjoying myself, and I love these characters and I love this world right now. I'd say I'm not getting like as strong of 5-star feelings as I was throughout Lady Midnight, but I am also only 40% of the way through. And I feel like Cassandra Clare's books, like right around like the halfway point, like kind of like this part 2 typically is where like you take off and like you really start going. So I'm marinating some chicken right now. I'm gonna do some laundry, finish cooking, eat, probably listen to my audiobook while I do all those things, and then sit down and keep reading. And super quick update. I'm sorry if this audio is terrible because I have my fan going right beside me, but it is like 7 a.m. and it already feels like 31 degrees outside, so that fan is not going off. Sorry, not sorry. Pretty much all I want to say is that I'm in like the 100-page stretch of this book. And if you guys read Cassandra Clare's books, you know the last 100 pages is where it just gets crazy. So I'm buckling in. I'm going to try to read as much as I can this morning before I go to work. I have about 20 more minutes, and then see what I can listen to on my audio on my way to and from work, and then start my next book when I come home tonight. But I'm nervous. Friends, mind the appearance. I'm no word of a lie. I am distraught right now because I just finished Lord of Shadows. Sorry, I had to let my hair down. That was really making me upset. I was listening to the audiobook of this, okay? And I was still driving home. Now, if you've read this book, okay, the last chapter, first of all, super long. Second of all, it's foul. I literally, like the last, well, probably like the last 5 to 10 pages of this literally had me so physically unwell. I was almost sick while driving. Luckily, as I saw where we were heading with this, what was gonna happen, I was already pulling into my parking garage. I proceeded to just sit in my parked car, recline my seat, and just be like, listening to the ending of this book. It's a no for me, dog. On that note, it's 4.75 star. As I say, it's a no for me. It's probably, I think it's another 4.75. I'm not sure because like maybe just because like in the like beginning to middle, I wasn't like getting 5-star feelings or what it was. And I feel like these were opposites because I feel like the first book, Lady Midnight, I had 5-star feelings the entire time, then the ending knocked it down. Whereas this one I feel like it was more like a 4.5 while I was reading, and then the ending bumped it up a little bit. Even though I was gutted, it bumped it up. Does that make sense? Either I'm not gonna sound a for sure rating for this, but I'm thinking 4.75. I didn't see why this is rated like a 4.43 or 4.48 on Goodreads. That's literally insane. And I've heard from a lot of people that this is like their favorite Cassandra Clare book. Like one that's ranked really, really high for them. But personally, I still think like the only Cassandra Clare book I've read, and like just the entire time I was like, this is a 5-star, as of right now, is Clockwork Prince, which I don't think is a very popular opinion, but it's mine. So I'm gonna go to the lowest rated book on my list, which is honestly still pretty high. It's like a 3.79, I think, which is not a bad rating at all. Like I pick pretty good books myself. Like I've gotten to a point now where I just know if I'm gonna like something or not, and then like if I'm not gonna enjoy it, I don't read it or pick it up. That is a long-winded way of saying we're picking up Swift River by S.E. Chambers. This is actually a debut novel, I believe. Like I said, it was an arc I received. It came out June 4th. I still haven't read it because of my slump. So we're gonna read it, and actually what's funny is with how many pages I've read for that TikTok challenge I'm still doing, I'm gonna finish this book today because I've read 400 pages today, and that was about 100 or so to finish that off, and this book is under 300, so I'm gonna finish this tonight. So I'm gonna make sure I'm still trying to like stop and give updates, like definitely around like the halfway mark right before I finish how I'm feeling, but we're gonna finish this tonight. I'm really excited. I don't work tonight, so we're gonna just sit with this and enjoy. It's already 10:30 at night, so I'm not sure how many more updates I'm gonna be able to give while I'm actually reading this. Like I said, I'm still finishing this tonight. It's hard because I want to share thoughts, but I also don't want to like get too into it right now because I don't have like that many in-depth really thoughts yet. I will give like a full summary of what it's about when I'm finished and like go over like everything I actually thought about it. But I think what I'm going to say right now is that I'm just in the middle of it. My boyfriend made a really good point. He said this is a great book to be reading on Juneteenth, so friends, I finished Swift River and we're gonna go over some thoughts about it. First off, right off the bat, this was my lowest rated book on Goodreads at a 3.79, which honestly like isn't even that bad of a rating if we really look at it, because 3.79 is still very, very good. I gave it a 4-star, which I guess means I kind of agree with that rating per se. The main character in this book is Diamond, but she gets called Di, and at the start of this book, 7 years ago that day, her father had gone missing. And I guess because he was missing and there was like potential sightings and all this stuff, they couldn't actually declare him dead and receive the money from his life insurance. Her mom are not very well off. Her mom has her hitchhike everywhere, which already isn't the safest to begin with. And then also she is only, I believe, the only Black person in her entire town of Swift River. Pretty much we dive into this book, like not only like her friendships, relationships, also her relationship with her mom, with family she's trying to reconnect with. Also just like, I feel like the history of this town and the town in general. I thought it was a great read. It is a debut author. I'd be more than happy to read anything else this author puts out because I thought this was really interesting and really well written. And I did decide, because I feel like this vlog, I feel like is really short so far because I've been reading these books so fast because I'm doing the other reading challenge. I've decided I'm gonna put in 5 years in this vlog also, which if you guys don't know, when I looked at my Goodreads, these both of the lowest tied at 3.79. So I decided to give this one a read too and see if I'd agree with this rating. I'll be finishing this tonight, so I'll probably update like once in the middle or near the beginning and then at the end with my thoughts on it. But I'm literally reading this probably the next 2 hours or so. So we'll see how I feel with this. I've avoided this book like the plague. I've had it on my shelf, I'm pretty sure, for 4 years. I've never read it. Almost 5. My TBR this month wanted to pick a book with a number in it. This is the only one I had, so it was finally time. So let's finally get into this. Don't mind my reading look. This is how we are. What's funny is actually at page 115. I was like, oh, I'll give my quick little like beginning of book update before I give a halfway mark. It's pretty much halfway. It's a very short book. But thoughts so far, this book is infuriating me. That's like point blank what I'm feeling. I know like there's probably some twist and something's gonna happen where I'm not gonna feel as irritated as I feel right now, but I feel very irritated. There's like 2 big tropes or like no-nos for me that I think we are currently exploring right now, where it's headed like it's gonna go in that direction. I'm just not vibing with it. First in this book, our main character Danny, she kind of like has like her entire life planned out. She's like what she wants. She's very much like a time-oriented person, and she goes to a job interview and they ask her, you know, where do you see yourself in 5 years? She tells them, you're like, you know, married to my boyfriend, working here, all that stuff. And then she gets engaged that night. It's not spoilers, it's on the back of the book. She gets engaged that night and then wakes up in like 5 years in the future for an hour, and she's with this other man. And she's like seeing like her life 5 years in the future, and it's really interesting, let's say that. I'm not liking how it's unfolding so far. Like I said, it could take a turn that I'm a fan of, but I'm currently not digging it right now. If it goes the way I think it's gonna go, this could be like a 2-star for me, but I'm gonna remain optimistic and hope we don't do what I think we're gonna do and just keep going. This light is kind of aggressive, I apologize, but it's what we're working with because it's late. I am red because I have just finished a full day of work. I was back from the restaurant a couple minutes ago, but I finished in 5 years. Last night we talked about this book because this one I wholeheartedly disagree with the rating of 3.87 because I think this is a 2-star if I'm feeling generous. I have not rated a book that low all year. I think the lowest rated book so far is a 3-star. It's like my lowest rating of the year. This is a 2-star. I'm struggling to give it that. I already gave like synopsis in the last one, and like when I talked to you guys last time I was like, oh, I hope it's not going the way I think it is. It didn't exactly go in the way I thought it was, but was still absolutely awful. Our main character I just think is a piece of something I can't say on here. She did something that they tried rationalizing that for me you just can't rationalize, and I think it almost made it worse with how it ended up turning out. No. It was a no for me. They said this was a romance book. It's not. In 5 years is an unforgettable love story, but it's not the one you're expecting. That's facts. That's like fair enough to say, but still I'm like, I didn't like this. And mostly just like our main character and what she did. That like ruined the entire thing for me. I couldn't even get past that. So I guess for the most part, I kind of agree with the ratings. Lord of Shadows was rated like a 4.3 something. I gave it a 4.5. Pretty solid. Swift River was rated a 3.87. I gave it a 4. Solid. This one, 3.87, 2-star. I didn't like this one, but I think it's just because it had tropes in it that like I was not a big fan of. Was the main thing for me. If you guys came this far, thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe. I do some really fun videos planned for these next couple weeks because I'm doing some like mid-year book tags, my 5-star reads so far of the year. I'm doing 24-hour readathon. I have some really like, fun stuff coming, so don't miss those. As always, I'm on TikTok at Angel's Book Corner, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.